Good evening to you all. Thanks for joining us on Alive News. I am Tanti Azar. Now the headlines. Obasanjo faces criticism over the state of Nigeria's democracy. Lagos government justifies buying 440 million naira bulletproof SUV for Chief of Staff's office. Oluforinsin, Putin says BRICS could help reach political settlement in Gaza conflict. Now the news in detail. The Lagos state government has justified its reason for buying a brand new Lexus bulletproof sport utility vehicle worth 440 million naira for the office of the Chief of Staff to the governor. The 2023 governorship candidate of the Action Democratic Congress in Lagos State, Funsho Doherty, had raised questions about the budgetary procurement for 440 million naira SUV for the office of the Chief of Staff. In an open letter to the state government, Doherty stated that the amount awarded for the procurement of the vehicle was excessive and out of sync with the country's economic reality. He also asked the government to explain other outrageous and controversial expenses observed on the state procurement portal. Responding in an interview on Tuesday, the Commissioner for Budget and Planning, Opeyemi George, says the vehicle is for the office of the Chief of Staff and not for his personal use. George added that the decision to buy the exotic vehicle for the office of the Chief of Staff is to receive dignitaries visiting Lagos. The presidency has blamed former President Olusegun Obasanjo for the current state of Nigeria's democracy. The special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, noted that the democracy the country currently practices dates back to direct input by Obasanjo when he led the country's first as military head of state from 1976 to 1979 and as civilian president from 1999 to 2007. Recall that Obasanjo had stated that Western liberal democracy had not been an effective system of government in Africa because it was forced on the continent. Obasanjo stated this at a high-level consultation on rethinking Western liberal democracy for Africa. The former Nigerian leader advocated Afro-democracy instead of Western liberal democracy. In another response to the Obasanjo's position, Rafsanjani says Obasanjo had the opportunity to help strengthen the democratic system in Nigeria, but he encouraged and engaged in subverting democracy. The executive director of the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center says the former president made elections a do-or-die affair during his time and forcefully removed sitting governors. He added that Obasanjo removed the PDP chairman, dictated National Assembly leadership, and embarked on an undemocratic third-term agenda for his tenure elongation. And in Plateau State, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Honorable Moses Thomas Sule, and the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Gautam Fom, have resigned from their positions. The latest development comes a few days after the appeal court in Abuja sacked the state governor, Caleb Motfang, and some People's Democratic Party lawmakers in the State Assembly. Following the resignation of Sule, the member representing Pangshin North, Gabriel Dawang, has been elected as the new speaker, while Timothy Dantong, representing the Riyom constituency, is now the new deputy speaker of the assembly. And away from that, the General Manager, Corporate Affairs, TGI Group, Mr. Sadiq Kasim, has lamented the nation's high import rate of food and agricultural commodities, which currently stands at 3.3 trillion naira. Kasim, while speaking during a panel session at the unveiling of AfrinVest 2023 Nigerian Banking Sector Report in Lagos, says that spending so much on importing food is unsustainable for Nigeria, especially at a time when the country is grappling to earn the much foreign exchange it needs to carry out capital projects for economic growth and development. According to him, Nigeria has the capacity to produce all its food requirements, beckoning on the Ministry of Finance Incorporated to fund the commercialization of research findings to boost the discovery of new food varieties to meet the ever-growing demand for food. Masses, while speaking with Alive Television, advised the government to find a way to tackle insecurities in the agricultural sector, instead on focusing on importing of food and agricultural commodities so as to increase the productivity level of agriculture, create employment opportunities for the citizens, create the value of Naira, amongst many others.
Well, government have to look into to reduce the insecurity so that the farmer can go to work. Because without farmers, without farm, me, I'm a farmer, and my parents are farmers. So without farm, there's no food in the country, which means we'll be depending on another country. This is a very big shame for a giant of Africa, Nigeria, like this.
I think if the government is willing to do it, if they do away with corruption at the high level, if the money allocated in the budget for insecurity issues is actually put to judicious use, I think it is achievable. We can protect, we can empower all these grassroots communities to protect themselves. If they are well protected and they can stand up for themselves, we can fight against any form of insecurity issues that come. We need to protect these farmers. They are our assets in this country.
When they come and took over power from Buhari to Tinubu, fuel sold today for 600 naira. A bag of rice sold today for 50-something thousand naira. A common bottle water I'm holding now, before it was 50 naira. When fella said ordinary water for man to drink in no day, a common water like this sold for 150 under their watch. So what is government providing for ordinary common man on the street? Common water government can provide. We have to buy water to drink. Which country is working? Well, a country that whereby, do you know how many times you can consume water in a day? But you still have to go and be buying water. Ordinary water government can provide for you. Is it same government that can provide ordinary water will provide you a food?
This is one of the major priorities we have right now. Then the second one is economical. The economic situation is very high. My pocket is low. If I'm receiving 100,000, I won't see what I'm using it for. Before, when you have 100,000, you can spread in your salary. But this time around, there's nothing to do with 100,000. So government try and help us.
The People's Democratic Party has called on the Chief Justice of Nigeria to set up a judicial panel and investigate the All Progressives Congress over claims that certain persons in the judiciary, particularly at the Appeal and Supreme Court, do the party's bidding on election cases. PDP made the call via a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Dabo Ologunagba. Dabo was reacting to a viral video by an APC leader, Yusuf Gagdi, a member of the House of Representatives from Plateau State, who says they have gone to appeal court and the final destination is the Supreme Court and they will meet there. PDP argues that Gagdi comment confirms public speculations that APC has set up a special team comprising 2 of its former governors who are also serving cabinet ministers and a prominent APC leader from the Northeast Zone with the mandate to ensure the inducement of certain judicial officers to deliver judgment against PDP. Speaking further, the party added that Gagdi also lent credence to allegations that a former APC governor influenced members of the Plateau State Election Appeal Court panel with $5 million to deliver a biased judgment against Governor Caleb Mutfwang's victory at the poll. PDP subsequently called on the CJN to investigate the bribery allegation before the situation escalates into a full-blown crisis. Hello and welcome to Live News. The immediate past Minister of Youth and Sports Development Chief Sondidari, the federal government of Nigeria has taken punitive action against the sectarian. Nigerians have expressed fear over the possible shutdown of businesses and job losses.
See, things are just going higher every day.
For the fact that going from here to Ombalin day before was at 300, but now is at the high side of 700, 800.
The subsidy costs us trillions of naira yearly. Such as a vast sum of money will have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security.
And now to the foreign scene. Russian President Vladimir Putin called on Tuesday for a political solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and says regional states and members of the BRICS group of countries could be involved in efforts to reach such a settlement. In televised comment to a virtual BRICS summit, Putin once again blamed the Middle East crisis on the failure of U.S. diplomacy in the region. Russian and Western policy experts say Putin is trying to use the Gaza crisis to his geopolitical advantage as part of a strategy to court allies in developing countries and build what he calls a new world order to counter U.S. dominance. And this is all we have for you at this hour. Thanks for watching. Do have a great evening.